everything that I went through, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be counseling women. I wouldn't be able to teach my daughter, hey, you need to do this, that. I had to suffer.
Well, hello once again. This is your girl, Lady Butler, God's first lady, putting God first in your life. And welcome to Sister Share Your Heart. This is our second show of the second season, and I'm here with Miss, what is this? Miss Runway Ambassador 2016, Miss Melissa. And she's going to go ahead and introduce herself to you because I don't want to mess up her last name. You know, I'm forever messing up people's names on this show. So, who is Miss Runway Ambassador 2016? I love that crown. I'm going to take that crown from you. I'm going to take your crown.
My name is Melissa Caddenhead. I am the Miss Runway Ambassador 2016.
Now, Miss Melissa going to talk up so you guys can hear her out there. Say that once again.
My name is Melissa Caddenhead. I am the Miss Runway Ambassador 2016.
She said, I am the Miss
Runway Ambassador 2016.
All right now, I'm scared of you.
And also, I'm a ministry in dancing.
Oh.
And that's what I do. And I also have a talk show as well.
So what? Oh, you have a talk show as well? So you have
show.
The Miss Star Show?
Yes.
So that means I'm going to have to be a star. This star is going to have to be on your show, and you're going to interview me.
Yes, I will.
Lady Butler, God's first lady, is going to be on the Star Show next. So stay tuned for that. So what brings you to today, Sister Share Your Heart?
Well, today I'm here to share my testimony.
Okay.
Of what I went through as a child, going through high school, and I'm here to tell people that I'm here to share that what I went through as being raped 3 times.
Three times, not one time. Did you catch that? She was raped not one time but 3 times. And how did that happen?
Well, when I was 5 years old, I would live in Georgia, Camilla, Georgia, small town close to Albany, Georgia. And my mother had a friend whose friend of the family allowed them to keep us, me and my brother. And it was a lady who was friends with her name started with a W. And she told my brother to go in the back and play some toys. Now, the time being, I love a cartoon called The Smurf. I don't know if you know a show called The Papa Smurf.
I remember it, but I couldn't watch it. My parents were very strict, and they was like, when they saw the witchcraft in it, they was like, we were banned. We used to have to sneak, so I didn't watch much of it until I became a teenager. Believe it or not, because my mom and my dad wasn't having it. They was like, they saw them potions. It was like, no. But yes, I am familiar with the Smurfs.
So she told me, so she had watched the Smurf, watching them Papa Smurf. And I remember she had this nightgown on, blue nightgown on.
What is up with these nightgowns? Because I don't know if you tuned into last week's show with Samantha Michael, which is your best friend, and her parents just as well, you know, had somebody, a guardian watching her, and these women are coming into the rooms with these lingerie with you all. I don't understand. What's going on?
I don't understand either.
So, what took place now?
So what happened was, she had a nightgown on her, and she told me to lay down.
To lay down. Okay.
Put a sheet over me. And next thing you know, she started putting her leg around me, like on my face. And she took her vagina, and she started rubbing across my face.
Okay.
And I started going like this.
At the age of 5.
I had my mouth closed because I didn't want nothing to get in my mouth.
So you were on. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing, and it is not funny. It's just when your mind is like, "What did she just say?" That a grown woman,
yes,
while you're laying on the sofa at the age of 5, and she places her vagina over your mouth, and you're like, "Ugh," because you know naturally you're like, "I don't want her stuff in my mouth."
I screamed, and
I'm gonna take that. It came off just for me. I'm gonna be hot. Go ahead.
It look good on you too.
That's gonna be next at the Fred Newsom Awards. Miss Universe.
But she put her. I had to close my mouth, and when I went like this, that's why I was able to scream. My brother came in the room, and my brother had hit her with his shoe in the back of her back, and then she had a nerve to pick me up, saying, "Oh, it's okay. You know, I'm just playing with you. There. It's okay. Don't tell your mama." My brother said, "That's a lie. I'm telling my mama on you. I'm gonna tell what you did." When I got home, I stayed quiet. My brother said, "My mom, Miss W had put her cookie, instead of time my brother got a cookie, in Missy's face." And my mom asked me what happened. I said, "I saw hair."
So, after your if this was a friend of your parents,
Yeah, friend, like
a family friend, she pretty much tried to molest you, and then what did took place in your life after that? You know, once that took place, did that traumatize you? You began to experience, because I know normally when girls have encounters at a young age with women, that brings about different spirits. Because, you know, I'm a deliverance girl. I just have to keep it real. And when we have a call on our life, that's when Satan comes and tries to instill fear, you know, and then different other spirits and unforgiveness and bitterness, and then attachments come with all of those things. And I believe that you started to become tormented with the spirit of lesbianism. Not saying that you were attracted to women, but you found yourself being attracted to women after that encounter, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
After that happened to me, I became like more of like I never had really experience with women,
Mm-hmm.
but it started being more like my thought in my head
Mm-hmm.
was looking at girls in my school,
Mm-hmm.
like looking at them like a certain way
Mm-hmm.
of like lusting,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't never reacted to it
Mm-hmm.
until like later down the line when it started like never like fully experience it, but it started a little almost experience it.
Okay. But after that, I believe you went on with your life. You were in school. They picked at you a lot.
Yes.
How did they pick at you in school?
They talked about my gap in my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I was very cautious about that. And they talked about my clothing. They talked about what my mom worked at. Because my mom, she was working at busy. So everybody was, you know, they claimed their mother was probably like doctors and lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
But they was talking about my clothing, my gap. They was talking about everything that bring me down. And both I was wearing like shoes that wasn't even name brand. Talking about that.
So because you were poor, so they picked at you. And
I
then
won't say poor, but I couldn't afford certain things, you know.
on their particular status or level. Okay. Now your father, was he around in your life? What type of father did you have?
My father, let me say this, he was around but not as much.
Okay.
My father, he heard a song called Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Whatever he laid his hat was his home.
So your father was a Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
Okay. And he dealt with alcoholic abuse?
He dealt with like, we didn't know, but he dealt with like, he done drugs. He regret that.
So he was on drugs?
Yeah.
Okay. And
you can't really tell though.
That's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And did the second encounter of rape happen shortly after? Or what took place?
After when I was in third grade.
Okay, you were in the third grade.
My neighborhood, 2 houses down from my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And was a friend of my sister, them, my brother. They went to the same school with them.
Just talk up a little bit for me.
Yeah,
So
they went to the same school with my sister.
Okay.
And a guy named Jay, you know, would manipulate. Back then I was easy to get manipulated. I was weak, you know, fearless and everything, like you name it in the book.
No, you were fearful.
Fearful.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. I was fearful. And a guy named Jay, he told me to come in his house and wash dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And all the time, my sister would tell me, go, he give you a ride down the road, give you a ride, take you to school. And for 6 months, this guy, my third year, I've learned how to do oral sex. I've learned how to.
So he called you in the house on that day to wash dishes and forced you to perform oral sex on him.
And he sat down.
And how old were you again?
I was in third grade.
In the third grade.
So I started school like I was 9 years old.
And how old was he?
He was 16. Okay. And his brother was 18.
Wow. And what took place shortly after that? We're going to go into that after this quick commercial. I do apologize not to cut you off, but after this quick commercial, come back and tune in here with Miss Runway Ambassador Melissa at Sister Share Your Heart. This is Lady Butler. Come back, hold your seat. We'll be right back. Get ready. We are back, and Sister Share Your Heart. You know, our cameraman caught me off guard a little bit, so you probably saw me shaking my little hair today. You know, I just have to give a shout out to my daughter, Cherina Joseph. Mommy loves you. Thank you for beating this face on today. She has her new business called Amore Lashes, and you can find her on www.amore-lashes.my Shopify.com. She's gonna kill me. You know, so support her. She's 14 years old. She just started her own business. And if you like these lashes, you know, it brings glamour to the eyes. Go support her. They're only $20 and they're mink. So we're gonna get back to my girl, you know, Miss Runway ambassador, Melissa. I can't say her last name. I'm always messing people's names up on the show. So let's go back into your story, my dear, which has been wonderful to hear so far. Just to recap with our audience who just tuned in, she was stating that one of the guardians was monitoring her while her parents were working, and one of the guardians tried to force her to do oral sex upon her. Then that led her into another encounter in her life where she was, I believe, raped. And so I'm not even sure. Did we begin to talk about that rape at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yes, the young man, while he was washing dishes and he called you in, he forced you to perform oral sex and different acts on him. Then what happened?
well, he sent me when he called me. He sat me on the couch, and he told me he started to unzip his pants, and he was like, did my hair like this, and he was like, "Why don't you?"
Okay, so that was the first time he made you perform oral sex on him. Okay, and from there, did you tell your parents?
No, I was scared.
Wow. And so now you said this happened not one time, not two times, but three times. But in the middle before that last time, how did you feel? You know, what thoughts were going through your head as a girl? Because the reason why we want to inform those young girls, as you can see, there is a pattern. So mothers, fathers, aunties, grandmothers, there is a pattern that is happening. After every show, there are different traits, different things to look out for. Be careful who you're leaving your kids with. Don't trust everybody. I don't even trust the daddy sometimes. You just have to monitor, because there's so much incest that's going on within families, and people, it shouldn't have to take till they're in their 30s and their late 20s to be comfortable to now talk about it. And I see it over and over and over. So I'm happy that these women are coming out talking about it, and maybe we can go back and save some young girls who are being raped and molested now, because that's the problem, especially in African American communities. We keep everything a hush hush. We're no longer keeping everything a hush hush. You know, we're gonna speak out, say something, do something, and maybe if enough women start standing up, speaking out, and doing something about it, and the family stop going and attacking them afterwards, this world might be a better place. You know, so now tell me a little bit more about school, because I think that before the third encounter, did the third encounter happen before the incident with the teacher at school?
Well, the third incident, what happened was when I was in high school. Now back to what I was about the oral sex with the guy.
Okay.
It was that kept on for 6 whole months.
6 whole months. Okay.
And for that being, he started feeling penetrating on me, like he raping, having sex with me. They found I had to end up in. I kept my mouth closed, didn't say anything. And so one day, what break the cycle with the second guy, the second people, is that I went to bed, and my sister woke me up, and I called the guy and I said, "Jay," and my sister had shook me, and they called the police.
So what you're saying is, you never told anyone,
No.
But there was one particular night where you wet the bed, and when you woke up out of your sleep from your sister, you called out the guy's name, saying, "Get off of me."
I said, "Jay, get off of me right now. Get off of me." And my sister said, "What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
And I started shaking. The sweat. The bed was wet. And my sister said, told my mom. They called the police. They rushed me to the hospital. They found pre-cum inside of me.
Wow.
And they had a needle about this big sticking inside my leg and one in my arm.
And how old you were again at this point?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old. And you said he was 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from his brother, it was pre-cum. They found it right in my system. They found it.
Wow. And tell me a little bit what happened after that.
To my 5th and 6th grade year, I started to have an encounter with a female, because I felt like that was supposed to be me. Now I never had intimacy with a female, but my first kiss, true kiss, was with her.
That was your first kiss until your mother found you. And tell me about the salt.
Okay.
I think all the parents out there should really use this story when they see their children doing something that they may not agree with. And the reason why I find it so cute, because as we know with Sodom and Gomorrah, the story behind that and what took place, her mother used salt to try to shake her back up into place. So share that with me.
Well, when I got caught in the tool shed, with this young lady.
So you were caught in the two shed, making out with another female, tongue kissing with a girl, you know, having lesbian acts.
My mom told me, she was like, Missy, come on. They call me Missy.
Okay, they call you Missy.
She took a pot of salt.
A pot of salt.
A pot of like a whole bucket, like, you know, like a bowl of salt. No, it's the umbrella.
Okay.
And she took the salt and she poured the salt. She said, you see this? This gonna be you.
She took you to the Bible and made you read the story.
Lot's wife. And she was like, you gonna keep on doing what you're doing, you're gonna turn this way. You see this?
And you wouldn't eat anything or salt for how many months?
Like 3 months. I ain't eat no salt.
Because you thought you were gonna turn into a pillar of salt.
I told the girl, I said, look, we need to stop doing this because we're gonna turn to salt.
Wow. So we're gonna go ahead and close out on the salt and go to this quick commercial and one of our cooking shows, probably with Mama Yoshi Japanese Got Soul, and we'll be right back with you with Sister Share Your Heart. Don't go anywhere. Well, hello, this is your host, Cherina Butler, Lady Butler, God's first lady, putting God first in your life. And I am the host of Sister Share Your Heart, and we want to welcome you to tune in every week to our scheduled times every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. If you have a testimony you would like to share with the world globally, as well as pretty soon we're going to be on Comcast on video demand. You don't want to miss our monthly specials. You know, tune in to SOS Broadcasting Network, www.sosbroadcasting.com. Once again, sisters, share your heart. We are models with the message, as well as my sister's keeper. We take mothers, brothers, cousins, you know, everybody, you know, can share their testimony. So we welcome you to tuning in this week, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Well, hello once again. This is your girl, Lady Butler, God's first lady, putting God first in your life. And welcome back to Sister Share Your Heart. I'm here with my guest, Miss Runway Ambassador 2016, Melissa, and she has been sharing with us, her wonderful testimony as she just went through her life and gave us some key details as a victim. Well, she's a victor. I'm not going to say she's a victim anymore, but she's a victor. And that's only by the grace of God that she has survived the things that she has survived in her life. As you know, here on Sister Share Your Heart, we turn our pain and transform it into purpose. With anything that we do, we give all the glory to God, all the praise to God, because if it was not for Him, we would not have gotten through our trials and our tribulations. And being that this is a full gospel Christian network, we just want to give Him credit, you know, just for the point that she is here as Ms. Runway Ambassador 2016, sharing her story on today. So now, can you please tell me, because I do know that there's a few key points that you shared, Sister Share Your Heart, and we're going to go back into a segment where we began, before we left off, we were saying that sometimes in the church, even the very ones that's supposed to be there to help us, encourage us, nurture us as the women, it can hurt. And there's a particular situation that did take place in the church that really hurt you. Could you share that with us very briefly?
Well, it was one lady in my church. She said, I see a lot of changes in you. You did a lot of change. But your past wasn't all that.
So you were in church and worshiping God, and she walked up and dug up your past.
Basically, what happened was with her, I went out, we went out. Not in church, but she was a part of my church.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, I know some things about you. Because my nephew know you. And I heard some things.
Wow.
You're not that innocent. But I know that a lot of changes came in you. But you was like, wow. Told me that.
And how long were you in the church before she did that?
This reason happened like a year before last. It happened. I've been going to church for a while.
And how did you feel?
I felt I want to leave.
You wanted to leave the church because some little church woman decided to come up one day and say, hey baby, how you doing? I love what God doing in your life, but you got a past on you, because I know some stuff about you. Like she was holding it over your head.
It was like, this I'm thinking, it was me, her, another member went out to, I like to watch dance. Went out to go watch ballerina dance. And we sat in front of her. She said, there's some things about you. I'll tell you, you changed a whole lot. But my nephew, they know you.
Wow.
And that right there, I was like, wow, you know.
But you stood the course, and you stayed And no matter what they said, no matter what they spoke against you, because the enemy will do that sometimes in your life to come and discourage you right where you're at the peak of in that time, in the point of your life where God is trying to do something. So I'm happy you passed that test, because he'll use the very same ones right in the church house and jump right up in them just to come and say that one thing. And there's nothing like church hurt, because once you hurt, you be like, do
Peace
this.
out. Yeah.
And so I'm happy that you stuck it out, and you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
No.
You know, so that's a good thing. So thank you so much for sharing that for me. And we're going to go into our next segment of how it impacted your life. So after this commercial, you know, we're going to go into the conclusion of Miss Melissa and how she's sharing her heart.